Okay, moving on to Deming's points 11 and 12. I'm going to combine these because 11 does go into 12. It fits pretty good. We have number 11, eliminate arbitrary numerical targets. While it's easier to run a business when we know what the production rate's going to be, and then we can factor that into overhead and all of that stuff. That is the easy way to run a company, and it's very easy for accounting. If we know our fixed costs are going to be this for the day and our production rate's going to be this, it makes it easier to cost things out, no doubt about it. But in some cases, we are rushing the job and maybe not doing, we're focused on quantity, just not quality. And we might be overproducing, which the Toyota, the Japanese way, is much against. So instead of just having targets that were pulled out of the air, maybe we should build on quality. We could slow the system down, get things right, monitor the processes, and then gradually speed things up as quality is while quality is maintained, and then reach the number that whatever we need for the day in a just-in-time situation. And then we have number 12, permit pride in workmanship. Deming goes on to say that employees have a right to pride in workmanship. But what would cause a lack of pride? If we have a pressure to hit arbitrary numerical targets or goals, we might hit the quantity, but we don't hit the quality. Now, one employee would say, oh, well, it's not my problem. But then a lot of employees who have a heart, if the heart hasn't been ripped out of them already, wouldn't go home. This is the way I take it. They wouldn't go home with pride. They had they had a pressure. They rushed the job, and it wasn't done right. And they go home. And they say, "Well, how was work today?" "Well, pressure. They weren't right. They're probably going to come back. Our warranty costs are going to go up. I'm not proud of what I did today, but they make me do it. Even though they ask me, I don't feel good about it. I'm not proud of myself." We also might be under pressure again to hit the targets, and the pressure might be great enough that the employee covers up whatever they did. They might lie, and as Deming says, give fuzzy numbers. Here again, some people don't have a problem with lying about this or that, but then others really, and I think most people, even though they deny it, they feel bad about it. So we have that. Now, one management practice here is gain sharing. Gain sharing is where a department, a certain process might get rewarded if they reduce cost. And many times, we'll give you, you save $10,000, we'll split $2,000 amongst you. So the company gets a gain, and then they share it back with the employees. But I know of situations where one department will screw the next department to get their little reward. Well, that's what management told them to do. They said, strive to cut costs. Who cares about the online? The processes are separated, and this operation is screwing that one and causing their own problems. Do you feel good about that? Do you feel like a little kid, that's getting a little candy cane for doing the wrong thing? Although management doesn't realize that they're creating their own problems. Time limits. Going similar to quantity. I put this down because of call centers. I've read and I've gotten testimonies from call center employees, former call center employees. They have to complete the call within a minute or 2 minutes. They have to solve the problem. Well, not all problems are the same. And if the call is approaching the 2-minute mark, if that's the limit, then the person will cut the call off. What's the goal? You know, we're trying to solve a customer's problem, and if we can't do it in 2 minutes, we'll just frustrate the customer by hanging up the phone. Would you be proud of that? And then the customer's going to call back, and if they get you, then there's a problem, and it's management's creating their own problems. Why are we all so damn stupid? Low morale and demeaning treatment. This isn't the white room. How many people? There's some tough employees out there. They can handle a lot of bad treatment. Maybe they have no place else to go. But how can you be proud as a person if you're in an environment that's demeaning and belittling, and you just don't feel good about yourself? Deming wants the employees to feel good about themselves. Constantly blaming the employees. You've seen that in the red beads. We all suffer from this at some point or another. Equipment unavailable or not working. The printer doesn't work. Computer doesn't work. Cash register doesn't work. That is nothing to be proud of. You're trying to do the right thing. The employee wants to do the right thing. It's just that they can't. They can't. Employees have a right to pride and workmanship. No supplies. What about confusion? Things change. Management on a whim. Now the new process, the new whatever memo came out, and now we're all confused. Systems are supposed to be in place, but they're not. Bad processes, bad information, upset customers. You gotta wonder how some of the employees can handle the treatment that they get from the customers. It's not the employee's fault that normally 4%, that the customer is frustrated, but the employee has to work within the system that frustrates the customer. So there's nothing to be proud of. And you're on the stage, you're the cash register or something like that, and the customer's upset with you. They're taking out their frustration on the employee. And that gets internalized. That's not proud. Are you proud to work there? Company with bad reputation. I'm thinking of a burrito restaurant that had some problems. How could those employees go back to work? The auto people have had some problems. Would you feel good about working for that company? Unethical behavior, maybe environmental violations, safety of the customers. In order to meet cost targets, you use inferior products or supplies or materials that are tainted because you have to hit the arbitrary target. Nobody's proud of that. Commissions. I believe you've heard me talk about commissions. Commissions often end up in sales practice, where the salesperson has to go pressure the customer. I don't feel good about that. I don't want to bother them. I'm not proud of myself. I have to go pressure them. And in fact, I know I'm creating problems because I'm selling them something that they don't need or they don't want, or too much of something that's stuffing the pipeline. How do I feel good about myself after that? Oh, do I get my commission? You know what? I'd rather just not have the commission. Give me a base pay and I'll go out and do the right thing. Management doesn't see it like that. Management thinks that the commissions are the way to motivate, extrinsic motivators, the salesperson to go out and sell as much as possible. But that isn't always the right thing to do. So, when you have all of this stuff going on, you might end up with overall shame. Are you proud to work at that place? Are you proud to be there? Oh, bankers, what about the loans? The loans. Giving people loans that you know they can't afford to pay back. You know it's going to get defaulted. They might lose their house. Giving them loans that they can't handle that's going to cause stress and maybe a divorce or a broken family. Is that anything to be proud of? Well, if the loan officer has pressures of quotas and arbitrary targets, whoever is next through the door is going to be the victim, and it's going to be, you're part of the problem, you know. Are you going to be proud of that? Nothing of this is white room kind of stuff. So, obvious? Is this obvious? These things are all over town, man. And it results in, a bit of shame for the employees. Deming saying, permit pride in workmanship. Employees have a right to pride in workmanship. All of this is going against that, man. The white room, people are proud. Hold their heads up. Proudly wear the uniform. So, the crazy thing is if this is common management practices and Deming is saying get rid of them, and the employees have right to pride and workmanship and all that stuff. But what happens when there is no pride? There is no white room. It's a shame room. What does management get? They get low self-esteem, low drive, learned helplessness, purposeful poor quality, you can almost say purposefully upset customers. Does anybody care about long-term profits? Why are we all so damn stupid? Are we being ruined by our best efforts? This is best practices, right? It's horrible. It's horrible. Yet, it's common. Best practices. Why are we all so damn stupid?